big snowstorm poses a big challenge for emergency responders. Problems are handled locally, but the Virginia Department of Emergency Management is available to help localities when needed. The department coordinates with other state agencies to provide necessary help. Also, the Department of Emergency Management has stationed Virginia National Guard personnel with Humvees at locations throughout the state to assist in emergency response. And joining us now live by phone from the Virginia Emergency Operations Center in Richmond is Bob Spieldenner, Director of Public Affairs with the Virginia Department of Emergency Management. Bob, thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon.
What are the biggest problems you're seeing in the state right now from the storm?
Well, we're definitely seeing a widespread of snow, especially through the valley and northern Virginia. So we have dicey road conditions out there, and it's wet, heavy snow, and so we're keeping an eye on that and the power situation.
What would you say the biggest challenge for the Virginia Department of Emergency Management in a storm like this is?
Well, we're here to support the local governments, and they're handling things pretty well, but we're there to bring any assistance they might need. You know, we're keeping a close eye on the roadways, the interstates. VDOT's been doing a great job keeping those clean, but it's going to get tough as we start getting the heavier snow in, and so we're worried about road conditions through the night, and of course any power outages that we might have from the storm.
Now, power outages, the power companies handle that, right? How would you get involved in that?
Well, absolutely, but if the power is knocked out for a number of days, the local governments will often open up shelters for folks, and then they, especially during the cold weather, and then they might need some assistance bringing in some supplies to those. Okay,
so basically it sounds like the locality can call you, and if they can't handle a situation, they're asking you for assistance?
Right. All emergencies are local, and they have a lot of resources to take care of things, but if they get overwhelmed by the needs for things, they'll call the State Emergency Operations Center here, and we'll pull in resources from various state agencies to help out.
Okay. Tell us how it works with the National Guard.
Well, the National Guard, we've pre-deployed them in various areas in case they need to be activated. So many of them are sitting in some of their armories that they have. A few of them have been put out at some of the emergency stations, fire stations, or where their ambulances might be to help out if the snow's too much. The National Guard has vehicles that can get through the heavy snow and be able to carry people out. And they're also deployed in case we have people stuck on the highways or roadways. They can assist in carrying those people to temporary shelters. So
if somebody was in a medical emergency at home and they're snowed in, and the fire company, the rescue squad can't get there, how exactly would that work then?
Well, you know, people would call 911 as normal, and if the local fire folks or emergency folks can't get there, then and they don't have the resources to get to it, they can call the Emergency Operations Center, and we can work with VDOT, National Guard, and other resources to be able to get into that area to help either bring the emergency officials there or get the people out of there to safety.
Now, I understand in the December 19th storm, you all were involved in a longer-term power outage in Southwest Virginia, right?
Right. Down in Southwest Virginia, we had significant power outages from that storm, and it lasted more than a week for some folks. And so the local governments up down there had to set up shelters, and a lot of their water supply systems were knocked out. So we had to bring in about 150,000 bottles of water, many meals to help feed people for a number of days.
And at this point, sounds like the biggest problem you're looking at is in the northern half of the state?
Yeah, it's definitely looking like the northern half, the North Shenandoah Valley and over to northern Virginia is going to get the heaviest amount of snow. And if some of the forecasts hold where we're looking, 20 to 30 inches, that could be definitely a challenge. I mean, I think we're looking tonight for some snow falling an inch to 2 inches an hour, and that's really hard for the snowplows to keep up with.
All right, Bob Spieldenner with the Virginia Department of Emergency Management. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you.
And for current information on this storm from the Virginia Department of Emergency Management, just go to our website, WHSV.com, and click on the Hot button. And now let's send it to Mel.